What's up, everybody? X the Hero here to welcome you back to another very exciting level of Achievement Hunting 101. Not just any level this time, but this is level 345, which, wouldn't you know it, after levels 1, 2, 3, and 2, 3, 4 is the third of three-digit levels where the numbers are in order. Did you know that, Elroy?
No, I assume that there's about an equal number of the times they go in reverse order. I guess no, we wouldn't have that yet. So we have 3, 2,
not quite
1, 2,
as many.
1, 0. Yeah, 3, 2, 1, 2, 1, 0. I don't know, unless you
I was
back up.
gonna do the double digits. I'm like, hey, we got 12 and 23 and 34 and 45 and 56 and 67 and 78 and 89. And then I don't know, that just didn't seem as exciting. So I went with the three digits, 123, 234, and this is 345. So
And I'm sure everyone was just wondering about that because
that's what you were dying to know. You guys were like, oh my gosh, it is level 345. What fun facts can they tell us about 345? Well, since this is a prime number podcast, you would also clearly know that this is not a prime level because nothing that ends in a 5 is prime, except for 5 itself, of course, which is prime.
Oh yeah, I suppose that's
true. But nothing else that ends in a 5 is prime. As this is a prime number podcast.
Right on.
So anyway, this isn't a number podcast. I mean, it kind of is, actually, because achievements and gamer score are numbers,
101.
right?
I mean, it's built into the title.
and we like when our numbers end in 5 when we're talking about achievements and gamer score.
That's
so this level should be right up everyone's alley, I guess, is where I'm going with this, right? So anyway, Elroy, how the heck have you been, man?
Oh man, I've been good. I'm less busy now. I'm less busy. I've finished the yearbook. I have finished my FBLA duties. That's like my student organization, and now it's just pure soccer. And once soccer is finished, then I mean it's pretty much the end of the school year. So and then it's on to the summer, which is a teacher, that is the time of your life every year. So it's been pretty nice, and I think I'm about to move into doing some, I guess, the traditional spring cleaning. I'm kind of doing it in several areas right now. I'm kind of spring cleaning my beat 'em up collection. I'm going back through and getting all these ones that I just kind of stopped playing with, like a few achievements left, kind of getting the completion on it. So I've been kind of working on that. And
you're digital spring cleaning.
I am. I finished up
spring cleaning that hard drive out.
Right, trying to get some some nice disk space freed up. And so most recently finished Slapping Beans 2, so that was a nice little completion. And as far as my house goes, oh my gosh, like we just got crap laid around everywhere. Kelly complains about it all the time that she wants to just sell everything and move into a smaller house and start over. And so I think that's my sign that I need to kind of clean this area up a little bit.
She doesn't really want to do that, does she?
Right.
Take the hint, Elroy.
Well, I think actually she does want to do that. But I've spent, here you go. So this is kind of one of those sidebars here. So you collect crap, right? Like you collect stuff throughout your whole life. And I've been one of those people that collect crap. I just have all kinds of random just crap everywhere. And it's like, well, what's the point of collecting all this at some point if you don't like get rid of it, I guess. I guess you're surrounded by it, and then you're just surrounded with crap your whole life. So I'm starting to get to the age where I'm like, I probably should just kind of, I've held on to it, some of it for perceived value, that it would be worth something down the road. Well, it's not going to be worth anything if I never get rid of it. And, I just die with a bunch of crap in my house. So it's like,
that is so accurate. Like I have so much stuff, like I should list this on eBay.
Yeah.
You could make some money. But like, I'm not making any money if I'm not selling it, right?
Right, and so, I mean, I just have so much stuff just everywhere, and I think I'm gonna start doing, like, a wholesale, so if you wanna get a bunch of cheap crap on eBay, be looking for it in the months ahead. I think I'm gonna just go for it, so,
I'll send
I
you a
think
Whatnot referral. You can sell it all on Whatnot.
I don't even know what Whatnot is, so
It's the
is
thing
that
I've
like
been
eBay?
talking about forever, you know.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that thing.
I haven't been
No,
been paying
it's a
attention.
live auction site. I don't think I've actually ever mentioned Whatnot by name. That's where I stream at the shop.
Oh,
Um,
okay, okay.
I'm sure I've talked about it at some point, but it's just a live auction site. So,
Oh,
like,
okay.
I'm
Well, you
gonna
just
sell this can of soda, and, you put it up on your phone and,
Oh,
you
okay.
show the can of soda, and then you click run, and then people bid on it in real time, and
Oh,
then they sell it, and then bam, Big L purchased this can of soda for $4. And then that's it. I slap a number one on it because that was sale number one, push it aside, and then I grab this glass. This is item number two. I'll show the
uh,
condition, bam, start. And then, Wild Wild West bids on this glass, sells for $7. Slap a sticky note number two on there, and so on and so forth. So it's a good
and
way to
then you
clear
still
out
gotta
stuff.
that's cool. Do you still, have to I guess you still have to handle the shipping, which is always my least favorite part,
No,
and
buyer pays all shipping, and Whatnot provides the label for you. All you have to do is pack it up, print the label, and slap it on the box,
oh, that
and
sounds
then
pretty
drop it off
nice.
at the post office. You don't have to
Uh,
worry about numbers or than
that's
your
pretty
initial
cool.
how much does this glass weigh?
So
8
do you
ounces,
have to,
whatever.
like do you have to so you have to actually live stream it and,
Yeah.
be the dancing monkey for a while? I'm not
Yeah, but
sure
you
I'm up
don't
to
have to
that.
be on camera. I always hold
Oh,
my
okay.
camera out and then the item in front of the camera.
Okay. Is this what you did for 5 hours, yesterday?
This is indeed what I did for 5 hours yesterday, and why I had no voice to record yesterday. That means nothing to you listeners, but
Right. Oh, cool. Well, what else you been up to other than that? So, I'm gonna have
well,
to look into this,
speaking of Whatnot and streaming in the shop, yesterday, somebody asked for a tour of the Switch games. So that's how we do our shows. If you guys haven't popped in, I know a bunch of you have at this point. If not, it's a good time. Come hang out. I like chilling with you guys. But they'll be like, show the Xbox games. So I show the Xbox games, and then show the NES games. So I show the NES games, and we have a good selection of everything. But our Switch collection, we have 850 games. I counted a couple weeks ago. We just have 850 Switch games. So when someone's like, "Show the Switch," like it's a big endeavor to show the
Mhm.
Switch games. And I'm not reading all 800 titles, right? So I kind of just like take screenshots. I'll show the stack and go on to the next row. Anyway, there's one particular game that every time I get to this game, I hype the heck out of it because it's called Panty Party. And in the game Panty Party, you play as a pair of panties. You are a girl that is transformed into a pair of panties. And then the gameplay is Devil May Cry hack and slash combat. You have melee weapons, you have long range guns, as a pair of
Mm,
panties trying to take out other panties. These are the
mm.
quality games that we're missing on Xbox, folks. But anyway, I always
No,
hype them up
well,
as a joke. What?
can I play devil's advocate for a
Yeah, yeah.
second? We do have a wonderful game where a chick rips off the underwear of, a muscled up, individual with a cat face, and he turns into a cat, and then she sticks magical underwear on said cat, and it becomes, you know, Super Muscle Cat. But, yes,
Muscle cat.
I don't know if it's up there with, Panty Party, but,
Yeah, well, other than that one
it's
example,
better.
there's a noticeable, distinct lack of panties.
Well, and actually, you remind me of the I don't know which we talked about it a while back, but where you dress up babies, and that's where Dude Bro was
Oh my
born
gosh,
from.
that's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
so there you go. So baby dress up, panty party. I don't know, man. What's going on over there with them
Ah,
Switch
man. Japan, right? Gotta love Japan. We
and
have
fishing
we have
games and
we have
fishing games too.
violence covered in America. They have panties covered in Japan. What can I say?
Right.
But anyway, I hype the heck out of Panty Party because it's just ridiculous. The game, the concept, it's absurd. It's $70 too because it's a limited run title.
Oh my
It's
god.
not even like a cheap game, right?
Mhm.
So, like, someday someone's gonna wanna buy it. Somebody's gonna want this. And then I would joke and say, like, "You know what? If somebody buys this game for me, like, I will live stream myself playing it, And then I always say like, but please don't do that. Don't spend $70 on me, right? Well, that happened yesterday. At the end of the stream, one of our regulars was like, "Did Panty Party sell?" Like, no, it didn't. So $70, like for you, I'll sell it for 66, right? Because it's been sitting there for a while. It's take a couple bucks off. So as soon as the auction ended, he just typed, "Keep it, Ed," because I go by Ed on the in the shop. He's like, "Keep it, Ed." I'm like, "No, don't do that." He's like, "No, really, keep it." Um, it takes a lot to kind of render me speechless. He literally had me speechless,
Fine for you.
not because it's Panty Party specifically, but because some relative internet stranger just bought me a $70 game, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
that's super kind, that's super generous. There are some good people out there that I feel like, that always gets overshadowed by the dirtbags and the scumbags and the lowlifes out there. But there are some good people out there, such as L Doctor. If I know you don't listen to this, but L Doctor bought me Panty Party. So actually, literally, as soon as we are done recording, I'm gonna fire up the Switch and play Panty Party. So that's not what my Xbox showcase will be about, of course. But I will be
Right.
spending my afternoon playing Panty Party on the Switch,
Yeah, living the life, man. So,
living the
eh,
life, man.
right, and then once you finish, you can just set it somewhere in your house and then add it to the pile of crap just laying around. So, like,
Right? That's gonna be well, it's like a
that's
limited
live,
run,
right?
so, like, it has, like, a magnet thing, like, Kelsey's gonna love when I stick the panty magnet on the fridge with it,
Uh,
comes with the
yeah.
digital art book that
Mhm.
I I don't know what to expect in a digital
Sure.
art book from a game called Panty Party. I'm gonna find out. I'm
Alright.
gonna open
Well,
that bad boy. That's one that people would be like, "Don't open, hold on to it, sell it on eBay in 30 years," right? But, nah, I'm gonna open that bad boy or bad girl, I guess, right up.
yeah. Well, that's, like, I don't know, you just reminded me of so, just, on the last note of how much crap I have laying around my house is when I went down to visit my friend in Austin, and they have, like, this place down there, it's called the Toy Museum, and so it's just, I don't know, it's, some dude set up a toy museum, and it has, like, all these toys, and it is pretty cool, actually, and, like, I was walking through it, and it looked like my freaking house. I kid you not, like,
Uh-oh.
I had, like, everything that they had in there, like, I have so many just obscure '80s toys, everything, like, their toy museum looked like my house, except for the only difference was is they had a few, like a Teddy Ruxpin and,
Oh
some
my
other
gosh.
yeah, some other stuff that I didn't quite get, but, like an easy bake oven and stuff like that, but, yeah, it was kind of funny that and I thought, "Well, maybe I should just buy a Teddy Ruxpin, and then I could open a toy museum in Memphis and,
Wait,
just"
wait, it's Teddy Ruxpin, right?
hell if I know, man.
I
Rubskin
think it's Ruxpin.
Rubskin, I don't know,
Yeah,
man.
you're
It's
saying it slightly weird, and hang on, just something doesn't sound right. It's gotta be Teddy
well, I'm
Ruxpin.
sure well, I'm sure something doesn't sound right in the sense that it's a stupid animatronic bear just
Well,
talking.
that's besides the point. We
I
don't
don't
call you L or Erloy. That was
what
hard
okay,
to
what
butcher.
now you got me curious. What the crap what is it?
I
Teddy
I think it's
Rub
Ruxpin, right? I'm not looking
Rubskin?
this up.
Rub Okay, okay. Well, here you go. So apparently there's an X in it. So I'm sure that brings you joy, but
Yeah,
it's
Ruxpin.
Ruxpin, not rub. What was I saying?
I don't even know what you were saying, but it was
Rubskin.
just wrong enough that I had to say something.
Yeah, Teddy Ruxpin. Yeah. I don't know,
Yes,
man.
Teddy
The
Ruxpin.
ti
Your leather bear.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And if you don't know what that thing is, man, look it up, man. That's some creepy stuff from the '80s, man. So, yeah. Okay, anyway, so
Yeah,
I got I got rid some crap and, on Whatnot or eBay, everything beside Teddy Ruxpin coming your way. There you go.
there you go. All right. Well, as far as updates go, I have no updates. I have literally no
Mm,
updates to deliver. I know you are very upset by that. I know that is not
yes.
what the
Yeah,
listeners wanted to know. I have no updates.
well, I got you on this. So, I
I was
have 2
hoping you
updates.
would.
Yes, I have something. So 2 updates. First one is the last time we recorded, level 343, I did mention a wonderful Neku that has the buffed up bicep arm, and I said a few times that I was going to put a picture of it into the Discord. So fortunately, nobody listened to our last level, and there was no discussion about it, so nobody
There was
asked me about
zero discussion.
it. So no
I don't
one.
expect like a full discourse every episode, but oh man, you guys said nothing. That one hurt a little bit.
Yeah, crickets, right? So, so no one even called me out on it, but so I did try. I went to the lovely wife and I was like, "Hey, you know the naked with the big buffed arm?" And it took me a minute to explain to her which one I was looking for, and she's like, "Oh yeah, yeah," and it's over there, kind of point over, and so I went over there. It wasn't over there. I was like, "I don't see it." And she's like, "Oh, well, I see. Is it over here?" And then this continued on and on and on. And again, when you live in a house that's full of crap, you just like, it's hard to find things, but they it was never found. And so now we have
Short
Naku.
story.
Yeah, we have Naku Gate here. So the question is, did it disappear on purpose, or did it was just not
Oh,
well received? And I was thinking, well, if you didn't want it, I would have taken it. I mean, the thing's awesome, but I'm starting to wonder if maybe I missed the mark with that gift as well. So, to be continued. She knows that I'm on to her now, so let's see if it shows up in
is
the
this
near
like
future.
the what did he get her? The bowling ball. Homer and the Simpsons got Marge the bowling ball sized
Oh,
to his
wait.
fingers, and it had Homer etched in it. And he tried passing it off as a gift to her. She's like, "Screw you! I'm gonna learn to go bowling with it."
I do remember that. Yeah, I was thinking that, or the leg lamp, except for it was a gift to the leg lamp and Christmas
Oh, that's
Story.
right.
Yeah, a little different, but yeah. So anyway, so there's that. So to be continued. There is a search underway in the house, and maybe when I start cleaning, I will find it underneath something buried in the back of something. So very well hidden. But yes, so there's that. And then the second thing, of course, I have an achievement flex update, in the sense that I always like to mention that. So again, achievement flex this summer coming soon. So sign up is underway, and I advertised it on TA, and we had a lot of people. I put it on the TA's Discord. I just mentioned it in the self promotion section, and man, a lot of people came and checked it out. But yeah, still, not as many people signed up yet. I don't know if that's going to change near the end, but it's July 24th to 27th, 2025, and I did have one other update on it, in the sense that I was telling people about how the computer, like we'd have to do like wired, and how you could get on the Wi-Fi with your laptops, but it wouldn't let you connect to like a console or a 360. Now I tried everything. I was like, well, you could use a hotspot on your phone or whatever. And then I had a breakthrough. So I had some Wi-Fi issues when I was traveling this past weekend with the hotel in Chattanooga, and so I don't know why I didn't think of this, but I forgot you could set up your laptop as a hotspot. I don't know
Yeah.
why that evaded me for so long, but yeah, you would think as somebody that's a computer teacher would have thought of that sooner. But anyhow, I set up. I was like, wait a minute, I wonder if this would work at the school. So this past Friday, I took a console up there, because I don't know, that the one I have up there is like a first generation Xbone and day one edition. So I was like, it's not really current. So I took my little skillet one up there, and I plugged it all up, and I set up a hotspot on my computer, and that thing connected like a gem. I was like,
Fired
"Oh
right up
man,
for you. Sweet.
yeah!" So it looks like we got the network situation under control. I mean, it was super fast and everything. So the Wi-Fi, I mean, it's real good network at the school. It's it's I don't know, whatever. It's high speed. So yeah, so you can really harness it by setting up a mobile hotspot on your laptop. So we'll probably use that to our advantage, assuming people show up. So,
Assuming people show up.
but yeah, so I think we got that under control.
All right. Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, shall we dive into some games?
Sure, man. Let's do it. I mean, we covered
And
we already
not
covered panty
I was gonna
parties
say
already been
not Panty
covered.
Party, not Panty Party. I haven't played that yet, so I can't showcase it. That'll be my update for next time. I
Awesome.
will let you know how Panty Party is and what we are woefully missing on Xbox consoles.
Right.
But anyway, I'm going to talk about another Japanese game this week. That was an unintended, but I'm really proud of that segue there.
It works. It does.
None other than Assassin's Creed Shadows, the newest game in the Assassin's Creed franchise. I forget when it came out. When did it come out?
A month
Release
ago.
day was March 20th. So yeah, about a month ago. As of listening. To be super fair, I have not beaten it yet. I've been a little busy. But I am far enough in that I am very comfortable talking about it. And I will just open up by saying I'm having an absolute blast with it. It is fantastic. It plays very well. It looks incredible, graphic wise, gameplay wise. I am, of course, playing on that beautiful 4K, all the pretty graphic options with the ray tracing and the god rays and the reflections and the ripples at caveman 30 frames per second because that's how games were meant to be played, looking beautiful. There is a 1080p. I don't think it's 1080 actually. I think it might be 1260. I forget, but there is a 60 FPS mode, and then there's actually a hybrid performance mode where they keep it 4K and get you 40 frames per second, but they turn off like ray tracing and some things like that. So you get three options, which I thought was kind of cool. But anyway, no one cares about the graphics, right? Assassin's Creed Shadows. Elroy, you are a fan of the hack and slash games known as Assassin's Creed.
That's right. Yes, I liked it better when they were hack and slash, and then they decided to go all RPG and everything like that. And they kind of masqueraded as a stealth game there for a minute, but nobody played it like that. So I don't know. That's but yeah, the hack and slash, the Ezio days, culminating with the best one ever being Black Flag, and that's ever since then it's been kind of a downward trajectory for me anyway. But yeah, that's kind of my take on it. I haven't played the last three, I think. So I think the Egyptian one was the last one I kind of played to some degree, and I think that was the first one they RPG'd it, and I was
Yep, that was Origins.
yeah, and it's more fun just to run in and hack and slash, and I don't know. It just plays better that way. I don't know. They started overthinking it, and they messed up the recipe in my view.
Did they mess it up or did they modernize the recipe?
Oh, they screwed that recipe up, man. They dumped like a bunch of baking soda in there instead of baking powder or something. Yeah, I mean it just
salt instead of sugar. We've all done that.
Man, yep. It didn't quite work for me, but I don't know. Maybe it works for everyone else.
Right,
I'm not an RPG guy, so I'm probably not the target audience the last couple of these.
All right, so you pretty much said exactly. We didn't script that, by the way. You said exactly what I was kind of hoping you would say. They went very RPG heavy. Origins started it. Odyssey maintained it. Valhalla just went full in. I don't know why they called that Assassin's Creed. I get like story wise, yeah, but that was just a Viking RPG. Let's be honest. And I've been pretty vocal. Valhalla, I couldn't get into it. The world was just too big. There was too much stuff. It was, like you picked up this thing here in X's house. Ride and deliver it to Elroy. So you hop on your horse and it's just literally 5 minutes of nothing as you ride to that is not good engaging gameplay. That's not good. I don't
No sea shanties or anything?
No sea shanties or anything, right? Just
Dang,
you and your
that's
horse.
rough.
That's what I'm saying. Like even Black Flag with the sailing, it was never that
Yeah.
long. There was always stuff to do, and you had the sea shanties and little islands to find. But anyway, yeah, I digress. I'm not talking about Valhalla. Shadows learned their lesson, in my opinion. It's kind of like if Mirage and Valhalla had a baby. Is the best way I can sort of describe it. So yes, it is open world. Yes, it does have the RPG elements. It is massively scaled back in RPG terms from what Valhalla was, but it's not quite the old school Assassin's Creed experience that Elroy is referring to with, the original 4 or 5 games. Or how many were there? Black Flag was Assassin's Creed 4, but it was the 6th game because we had Brotherhood and
Right.
Revelations.
And
So,
then they had the Paris one, and then you had the London one.
yeah, then they stopped
Mm,
naming them. Then it went
yeah,
Unity and Syndicate. But
yeah.
yeah, so
On this one, the simple question: if you get in the full Assassin's Creed experience, so when you climb something, do you ever just accidentally jump off to your death?
I have done that, yes.
Okay, so maybe they are getting a little
So
bit
it
back
is
to
a legit Assassin's Creed game, right?
climb all the way up this ginormous thing, and then you hit the wrong button, you just jump right off because that makes sense. Everyone does that.
Yep. Or my favorite, you go to jump into the hay bale that is very clearly immediately below you, but you just jump off at a 45-degree
Right.
angle to the
Yeah.
left for no reason. Like, yeah,
Yes.
that's totally what I wanted to do. Yes,
Right.
the Assassin's Creed jank that we all know and love
Mhm.
is present, but not in a bad way. Like, I'm not dismissing it. That's what we love about Assassin's Creed, right? So
Absolutely.
anyway, like I was saying, this one, it is much smaller in scope than Valhalla, not as small as Mirage, where it's one city. It's still a nice big open world with lots of areas of feudal Japan to explore, but it's right about where it should be. I don't have like the numbers or a size comparison. I feel like it's probably about the size of Origins. It's definitely smaller than Odyssey, probably on par with Origins, but there's lots of stuff to do. It's very pretty. It's not just dead wasteland like Valhalla was. Rocks and a couple trees. Like, it's Japan is beautiful, and there's also not a billion collectibles just scattered, every 12 seconds. So that's that's good. I like that. I see you smirking over there. Why are you
Oh,
smirking?
I'm sorry. It was nothing to do with anything
Oh,
you were talking about. It
I
was
thought you had
because
some witty
no,
comment to
okay,
make.
no, okay. My smirk is because I have a late breaking update. This is in the wrong section. I understand, but um, the late breaking update. Naku Gate is now officially over. My lovely wife ran in here and handed me both flexing Nekus. So I will hold it up for you so you can give a preview. It's coming soon to a uh
What?
so there you go. Did I undersell them, or I mean
No, it's amazing.
I will put a picture in the chat soon.
That's
Okay.
fantastic. All right, that was a
She
worthy interruption.
all
I
right.
gotta
She
say,
just
yeah,
she
don't
just came
no,
she
that's
came
not getting
running in
edited
her.
out. We got to keep that.
She came running in all proud that she had found him. Like, so there you go.
She
All
probably
right.
heard you talking about it. Was like, oh, I got to get to the
Probably.
bottom of this.
I told her I was going to throw her under the bus on the podcast. So, all right. Anyway, I'm so
All right,
sorry.
yeah. Anyway, no, you're fine. So, that's the open world. That's the biggest aspect for me. Like, if I heard it was Valhalla again, I wouldn't have bothered. That was just too much. I wasn't feeling it. Luckily, it's not. So I thought I would open up with that aspect. It's much more reasonable. Like, the main story is about 40 hours. Whatever. So, what is the story? As probably everybody knows, there are two protagonists. You have Naoe, the shinobi or the ninja, as we call them, and Yasuke, the samurai. And you can really change them out at any time except for like scripted missions. It let's be honest, it's similar to how Assassin's Creed Syndicate was, which is my favorite game. I've said that many times. And just, you could play as Jacob or you could play as Evie. Evie was a little stealthier, a little more nimble, not as good in combat, but she could, shank a guy. And then Jacob just put on his brass knuckles and was just brute force in combat. It's the same vibes, but to the extremes. So Yasuke, he's literally just a tank. You can, just have a crowd of like 10 enemies and he'll just kick them all aside and one big sword cut them in half. By the way, cut them in half is not just a figure of speech. The executions are brutal. About 30 seconds into gameplay, you'll get your first. I'm only spoiling this because it's 30 seconds into the game. You literally just straight up kick a guy in the gut and then lob his head off, and the
Mm.
blood spatters out as his body falls. Like, it was caught me off guard. The Assassin's Creed went that graphic and gory, so that's cool. But yeah, Yasuke is a tank. Um, you're gonna have a hard time dying in combat as him, to the point that I always play on, baby mode, story mode. I actually put it on easy. Like give me a little challenge at least, because I could literally just stand there and Yasuke was not dying. So at least make me have to play the game. So I'm on easy, not story. Imagine that, right? Naue, on the other hand, is the definition of glass cannon, right? She's all stealth. Double assassinations are back. If you are in 1-to-1 combat, she can handle it. If it's 2 against 1, maybe if you're really good, but 3-on-1, you're gonna lose. You're gonna have a bad time if you try taking on 3 guys with Naue. So she is very much the glass cannon. And what's cool is AC Shadows ties in, because a lot of her moves, well, they're stealth based, but like you play with the shadows. So it's not like we discussed a couple levels ago where you hide in a hay bale and whistle, and the guys come over like, oh, there's a mile-long trail of blood here. What's going on? Ah! Right.
Right.
Yeah, you don't have to do that. You could literally hide in plain sight, if you will, as the game likes to say, but in the shadows, and then hide people in the shadows.
So,
It works well.
okay, so people don't notice there's a dead body in the shadows. I mean, I know shadows. I mean, I have some experience
Let's
with
be honest, it's still
shadows.
a gameplay mechanic, right?
Right. I
But
mean,
it's
I whenever I walk by, a house or something that has this, the sun on the other side, I don't think, wow, look at that abyss of darkness over there. So, but maybe the shadows are a little different in
in
these.
feudal Japan, everything is painted in Vanta black. What can I say? If you are familiar with the blackest shade of black. So, yeah, no, it is still a gameplay mechanic, but it's a nice touch. You're not hiding in hay bales, or you can hide in wardrobes and chests, but you can also just hide right there in the shadows, and they won't see you. There's like lights and candles. You can actually put them out to create shadows. They took that right out of Splinter Cell's playbook. I thought that was fantastic. So that's cool.
So
The
you so you can set up like a candle over here, and it just like makes this amazing shadow behind you that you can hide, and so people walk by. There's a candle there. That's unusual, and
you
and you.
you got that
What's
one
that?
backwards. You blow
What's
out
that?
the candle, and now you're in the shadows.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought you were like casting
How can you hide
shadows
in
or
your
something.
own shadow?
Well, you set up a candle, and then like it would theoretically create shadows on the opposite side, right? Or I don't know what.
I'm
What
not sure what you're talking. I understand how light and shadows
hey,
and
I'm not a lightologist here, but it's
you're
you
not a
know
shadowologist either.
yeah, right. But I am a whistleologist. So the whistling, is that still a thing?
Yes, whistling is back. You can whistle them into the shadows, and they'll be like, "Huh, who's there?" Uh, So yeah, that's what I mean. It's still the gameplay mechanic, but it's a little
Okay.
more realistic, playing with the shadows. It plays into the game. It plays into the stealth aspect. Japan has those, like the sliding like paper doors. Um, you can see people through them. You can see their shadows, so there's bad guy. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Just how they played with the light in this game. So as far as the story goes, you guys know I don't like to spoil the main story, other than the first, the hour or whatever. Let you play it for yourself when it's a new game. Also, sidebar, I've been talking about a lot of new games lately, but I have a question, and I know you can't answer it. It's rhetorical, but like, why is your father always an assassin in these games? Like Ezio, his dad was an assassin, and check the closet and you'll find my gear. And then Arno in Unity, his father was an assassin, if I remember correctly, was assassinated, and then that's why he takes over. The Fry twins in Syndicate, they came from a family. Their father was an assassin. Connor, kind of like, Hatham was a Templar, but he was an assassin. Like, I don't know. It just seems a little too convenient, but I think it's probably a trope that they're going with at this point. So the story starts off as Yasuke, actually, where you just go and obliterate a village. I'll leave it at that. It's pretty cool. It shows off how much of just a force to be reckoned with he is. And then it shifts over to Naue, as your village is getting obliterated. You
Mhm.
know, that's how that
Okay.
goes. Um,
I'm sure they're unrelated.
right, yeah. But yeah. So her father is an assassin, and he's like, "Oh, take this hidden blade." And you're like, "Oh my god, what is this hidden blade?" And then, luckily she grew up training to be an assassin, but didn't know it, so she has all the skills. Like, so it's just a little too convenient if you think about it. That every character you play as is an expert at climbing all of the things and melee combat and range combat, but at least they gave her a cover story. She's been training since she was a small girl, not knowing that she was assassin training, but yeah. So anyway, that's that. They meet up. Not a spoiler, right? We know that. And then from there on out, you can switch between them while you're exploring. My only criticism with that is, and this is the same criticism I had with Syndicate as well. I feel like if you play as Evie or Naue, um, or sorry, I said that backwards. If you played as Evie instead of Jacob, you were kind of like putting yourself on hard mode just because the game was much easier with Jacob. Because let's be honest, it's a hack and slash, not a stealth game.
Mhm. Right,
So
right.
why would you play as the stealth character in the hack and slash combat, right?
Mm.
Just beat him up
I
as
would.
Jacob, made it
Yeah.
easier.
Yep.
It's sort of the opposite here. Like there are so many opportunities for stealth, and it's a little forgiving if you mess up the stealth. Like there's so many places to hide and break line of sight and get back into stealth that the game kind of seems like it's really preferring Naue, and you can legitimately stealth your way through. And if you get into combat, you can try and have a bad time, or just go back into stealth. Versus when you play with Yasuke, it's honestly you'd like it because it's just go and stomp and smash, and there's less variety. It's easier with Yasuke, but it's kind of not as fun. Like I'm honestly for the first time in an Assassin's Creed game actually having fun playing in a stealth build.
It would be interesting to see what, like, the breakdown of, like, time spent is. I don't know if they track that at all or somehow,
I'm
but,
sure they
like,
somewhere.
I'm
I
sure
that I
it's
can't answer.
completely
Yeah,
one-sided that everybody wants to play the hack and slash version, so I'm sure that their internal,
so that's what I'm saying. Like you would play
right,
the whole game as Yasuke, and in any
right,
other
it'd be just
game
a single
I
character,
would
right?
too. But I'm having a ton of fun. Like I feel like the game is actively encouraging you be stealth. Like I think that's them saying, "Hey, the past three games, or well, not Mirage, but the Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla, especially Valhalla, they were RPGs. You didn't need stealth. You could just brute force your way in and win." And I feel like they're very much saying, "Tee, like it's still Assassin's Creed. Be an assassin, not a Viking warrior." But also, since that game was so successful, if you want to be a Viking warrior, come be a samurai. You know, but yeah, that's sort of how I'm seeing things. It's really seems like it's steering you towards Naue. But anyway, that's that. So that's the story, that's the characters. What about like the gameplay mechanics? The RPG elements, they're still there. Like you can still upgrade your gear. There's different like stats put on your I don't want to say gear again on your equipment. You can forge them, you can upgrade them. The system to me seems much more streamlined. It's do you want to upgrade this stat? Yes. Do you want to upgrade this stat? No. Oh, do you want to upgrade this one instead? Yes. So it's much simpler. It's not as deep of an RPG. It's what do they call it? Rogue light. It's RPG light, I guess, if you will, on the upgrade mechanics there. The cosmetics are really cool looking. Like I am big into transmog. Like I'll find one outfit I like, and then everything else I get for the rest of the game I make look like that outfit. But I've been enjoying mixing up what I look like, so that's cool. I'm enjoying that. The skill tree, this is another big complaint I had with Valhalla, was like, you leveled up, you earned a skill point. Yes. Would you like to get +1 attack or +1 defense? Like, I don't want +1 attack and defense. I want Spartan kick. Give me ground pound. Give me throwing knives or axes or something. Like, don't give me passive skill boosts in my skill tree. What? So that's mostly gone. It is back to unlocking skills that actually help you be a better assassin or samurai or explorer. So the skill tree is exactly what you would want in an Assassin's Creed skill tree. So I think you will like that aspect because you actually feel good when you level up. Like, yeah, I unlocked a new ability. I'm gonna go try it. Not, yay, I do 1 point more of damage. Woohoo! You know what I mean?
Right.
So
That's
yeah,
yeah.
that's
Did they? I don't know. I just remembered the. I think the last one. I actually played the one that was in Greece, and
Odyssey.
they had yeah, and they had that thing where you could join like a player scenario or something like that. And it like ruined the whole game where you could like max out your level by playing like a little
Oh,
cheese.
geez.
Did
I
they?
know what you're talking about. Yeah, they could, yeah, and then
Did,
didn't they patch
yeah,
that out, I think, at some
I
point?
have no idea. I just
Once
know it
everyone
ruined.
was, like, level 50, like, 45 seconds into the
Right,
game.
right. Yep,
I
yep.
forgot about that.
Yeah,
I
that
forgot
was
about that.
it kind of
No,
ruined
nothing
the
of the
game for
sort
me.
here.
Yep. Yeah, we can't have nice things as achievement hunters. We just ruin it. Oh, anyway, I was just curious if they aborted that whole fiasco. I'm just thinking
Yeah,
of
nothing of the sort.
wonderful
Um,
Assassin's Creed history here.
right, yeah, I forgot all about that,
Mhm.
actually. Was that wait, was that Origins or Odyssey? I know exactly what you're talking about, but
That's
now I don't remember
I'm
the game.
pretty sure it was the Greece one,
That
Odyssey.
was okay.
Yeah,
Huh.
because yeah, I started it and then I didn't think it through, and so I went ahead and did that and got all max level, and then all my equipment was not max level, and then I forgot to I didn't realize that the enemies scaled up with me, and so then like
Right,
everything
right,
was like one shot killing me. And I didn't have any gear because I was not supposed to be that level,
right.
and so I was like, "Oh, this is kinda dumb," and I just kinda put it away and didn't play it again.
Yeah, I will say on that note, in Shadows, the areas are level gated like that. If you can avoid enemies, you can go explore anywhere. But yeah, if you get in combat, you're gonna even with Yasuke, if you're level 10 and you go to the level 38 area,
Yeah.
you're gonna have a bad time. Yasuke,
Right.
you can get in combat if you're level 10 and you have no problem with, five level 12 guys even, but yeah, one level 38 is just gonna flick you in the forehead and you'll be very dead.
Did they bring back the was it, the poison darts that where they turn into a rampaging, idiot and start, like, swinging on everyone and then the enemies kill themselves kind of a thing? That was also a
Um,
nice little, that was a nice little workaround, like, if there's a big group, you could just fire, like, a little dart, and then one of them would just go, apey
all right,
and
yeah, and then
start
just sit on the
attacking.
roof and watch the chaos.
Yeah, right. I always
Yes,
like to do that.
and no, there you can poison enemies. It's not as comically absurd as you're thinking the berserk poison darts.
Yeah, that was, like,
That's what
you
yeah,
like
there's
you,
nothing
like,
like
shoot
that.
him, and he, like,
And then
grabs
what
his
was it
neck.
in, did
He
you play
grabs his
Rogue?
neck, and then he, like, rages out, and he's like, "Roar!" And he just, like, runs in Leroy Jenkins style and, like, just starts wailing on everyone. Like, he just that was fun, man.
Did
That
you
was some
play
good
Rogue
days.
where you got the blunderbuss with the bombs?
Oh, that I think I did, yeah. I
You
played
could get
Rogue.
the poison bomb, so there was a
Yeah.
crowd instead of just the dart with one guy, you could shoot the bomb and poison, the group of 5 guards, and they would all,
Oh, there was a
"Oh!"
yeah, wasn't there an achievement for that? I think it
I
was,
think so, yeah.
like zombie party or something like that, where it's
Yeah,
like get
that's
a group
vaguely
of
ringing
that
a
was
bell.
hard. That was a challenging one to get all of them
There
in
was,
one
like, one
spot and
good spot there's a guide for it if you
right,
go back and play Rogue. Yeah, there's one good spot you can fast travel, and then you have to run to it, and there's 5 guards standing right there, or whatever it was, 4.
right,
But I do
yeah.
remember that one.
Yeah,
But,
yeah,
yeah, the achievements in Shadows, it's a very friendly list, honestly. Um, I'll get this one out of the way. There is one pseudo missable achievement. It is not missable, make no mistake. I call it pseudo missable. The achievement is called what is the achievement called? Scout or Scoutmaster or Scouting or Scouting Mission. That's it. I just scroll and find it real quick. For gather information using a scout. So if you remember, or we didn't play Valhalla. If anybody else remembers, Valhalla had um, did Odyssey have it too? Do you want guided exploration or not guided exploration, basically? Which is, do you want a waypoint that tells you, like, you have to go kill Elroy, and then your waypoint points you on the map exactly where Elroy is?
Oh
Or
yeah, that's my
do you
style.
want, like, realistic mode where you have to go kill Elroy? He's somewhere north of here. So you ride north and you find a town. You're like, oh yeah, Elroy, he's at a garrison to the west. And then you ride to the garrison to the west, and then you have to scout, and you're like, aha, he's hiding in that room. Who wants that, right? Just tell me where to go, man. But
Right, yeah,
anyway,
that
there
you
is there.
you can
Yeah,
fire up your NES if you want that. I mean, we
right,
don't.
exactly, right. If I want to do work, I-
Right.
I'm glad we're on the
Give
same page there.
Yeah,
Some
give me the
people are
arrow, give me the
super into the
arrow, and
unguided.
I need the arrow on the map, and I need like a nice little circle on the mini map. So there you
Right, right. So
go.
there is the one pseudo missable achievement for the scouting mission for gather information using a scout. You can only use scouts in realistic exploration mode. Like, that whole feature of the game just does not exist if you are using guided mode, which makes sense because if I know the bad guy is right over here, I don't need to scout the area because I already know where he is. I have a waypoint there. So it's missable in the sense, in theory, if you play the whole game with guided mode, then you'll never even know that you can scout areas. But the trick is, at any point, you can turn guided mode off, gather information using a scout, and then turn it right back on. So it is one thing only, just gather information one time using a scout. You can honestly do it right at the very beginning. That's what I did. Um, and then turn that guided mode right on, and then never look back. So that one's 10 points with a 1.09 ratio. Like, it's not hard. You're not gonna miss it unless you play literally the whole game unaware that it's a thing. So you won't miss it. No concerns there, but I did feel like I should point that out first. The rest of the achievement list is, like I said, it's very user friendly. There's lots of story missions like main quest. There's lots of side quest achievement, rewards for completing the side quests. Train an ally all the way, level up your skill tree for both characters all the way. Equip legendary gear in all slots. I like that. It's better than a bucket. Definitely better than a bucket. Like, find so many pieces of gear, max out your upgrades, do all this. Then there's, some contextual things like perform a landing roll is easy. You just got to hit the button. It uses some of the new features, escape conflict by hopping into water and then using a breathing reed to hide. Like, that's
Mm.
pretty cool. Play with the shadows to your advantage, certain things like that. You have a grappling hook, swing back and forth on that. It's a fun list, honestly, and it plays both for both characters. So there's some achievements that you can only do with Naue, some that you can only do with Yasuke, and the one that I really want to highlight is the achievement art is you Spartan kicking somebody off of something. The
Nice.
description is kick an enemy from a high place, but the achievement name is this is Japan, actually,
Nice.
which just cracked me up for no real
That's
reason when I
pretty good.
saw it. It just, this is Japan, actually, because we
So
all
I'm
know what
looking
we
at
were gonna
that.
say, right?
All right. I like the
um,
the the achievement art there. That's a very straight leg there. That's
right? I'm glad
that's
you see that one. So yeah, you're going through the list too. But otherwise, it's a really good list. It encourages you to do, sort of all aspects of the game, level everything up. There's, like a couple like in-game challenges you could do. None of them are super hard. There's a tournament. Upgrade things all the way. You can adopt a pet, by the way. So
I just saw that.
some exploring ones for finding, like the
Right.
highest point on the map.
Can we go back to the pet? So I
Of
assume that back
course,
in feudal Japan there was not pet stores. So do you have to find them? Is this a hidden cat game? Are you
it,
supposed
it
to
is
find the cat?
it is not a hidden cat game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it it
That's
is it is not.
unfortunate. Which you
You
would think it would. I mean, since there's shadows and assassins, and you would assume that if there was going to be a hidden, if you're going to adopt a pet, it would be a hidden cat. But
you just buy them.
Oh.
Yeah, you buy them, or you can when you unlock hideouts as you go through each area, and if you can pet the animals because great game. But if you pet the animals and then you build your hideout, they make their way to your hideout, and then they're your pets as well because you made friends with them.
Mm. It can, uh, well, like in old games, like you couldn't like kill children and whatnot,
Mhm.
and you happen to accidentally bump into them on this, like the right on the edge of a river and knock them into the river, but the and I think it was the Greece one. That's where I had that traumatic that traumatic event where there was a cat that looked like my cat, and I just wanted to pet the cat, and I hit the wrong button. I sliced that.
That's right.
Oh, it was terrible, and Kelly was watching, and it was so bad, and
I remember you telling me that.
I still feel bad about killing that digital cat. So did they make it where you can't just murderized the animal?
I haven't tried. I can't answer that one,
Okay,
and
well,
I'm not gonna
that's a good.
intentionally try because I'm not a monster.
Right.
But
I just couldn't believe I did that. Oh, man. Yeah. Anyway,
oh man,
so
that's right. That's
yeah.
right. Um, Last couple achievements I want to point out. There are no read it 0 collectible achievement. Well,
Oh, thank
there's
God.
kind of one collectible achievement,
Ah,
but it's not like you have to find all the things on the map. It's complete a collection. There are a couple different collections in the game. They're all pretty easy. None of them are tricky. Um, if you peek at the achievement, there is some T-bowls you can collect. I guess there's like 3 of them, and you get them all naturally, so you don't even have to go out of your way for that one. So that's why I said there's none. There's technically 1, right? But there are no collectible achievements. The exploration achievements, because there's got to be one of those, right? If we have a big open world, we want to make sure you explore the whole big open world. But all that is just visit every province. There is no fully complete every area, complete 100% of the map. There's nothing of the sort.
no
Simply
full sync? Full
no
sync?
full
Mm,
sync, just simply
wow.
visit everywhere. Thank
That's
God, right?
I mean, whenever I played them, I always went for the 100% sync and,
I always
just
went for the 100% sync too, but in Origins and Odyssey and Valhalla, all right, I think there's
mm,
something close in Valhalla, but there's complete 100% of the map. So that's like open every treasure chest, complete every
yeah.
fortress. Like it was tedious. Like find every like dive spot as you're sailing. It sucked. Like every other achievement in Odyssey was like 60 hours, but then the full exploration brought it up to like a 100-hour completion. It was insane. Um so there's nothing of the sort here. Just explore the map, explore the whole map. You don't have to complete the map, just explore the map. Thank God. And the last one I want to point out is you probably haven't seen it. I can post a picture, but there's a meme Kelsey sent me a while ago. Gamers, when there's treasure hidden behind a waterfall. And it was this guy like, come on, developers, that's so obvious. And then it was gamers when there's no treasure behind the waterfall. And it just showed a wet guy standing there all pissed off looking. Like, because we always check behind the waterfall for treasure, right?
Of course,
So
of
there's
course.
a secret achievement in Shadows called Made You Look for looking for treasure behind the waterfall, and you just get
Nice.
wet.
That's funny.
So I really appreciated that. But yeah, that's Assassin's Creed Shadows. In short, if you if you want something similar to the old school games with more of the modern, play style, this is the one for you. If you have absolutely hated the transition into, RPG, I still would say give it a shot because the RPG elements take a backseat to the Assassin's Creed gameplay. But honestly, it is a very nice fusion blend of the two. Again, I'm not done with it, but it's a solid. I feel like I want to say 9 out of 10. I was going to say 8, but I think my gut's telling me 9. Um, I believe I also gave Mirage a 9 out of 10. So I feel like I want to bump Mirage back to like a 7 because Shadows is. I'm definitely liking this more than Mirage. So I'm gonna give this a solid 8 or 9 out of 10. But like I said, I'm having a blast with it. According to TA, the whole thing is, a little more scaled back. This one's only a 60-hour completion, so much more user-friendly, achievement hunter-friendly, and it's just a lot of fun. That's why we play games, right? It's just a lot of fun.
Did they ever fully explain why the dude's black? Like, it's feudal Japan, and
Yeah,
right?
okay, so
Do they
history.
explain that, or
Yeah, okay, they do actually. So in
okay?
history, real life history, we just know from records that there was an African man given the name Yasuke in Japan. We don't know anything about him, right? We some sources say he was a samurai, some say he was the servant to a samurai lord. We literally know nothing about this guy other than that he did indeed exist.
Okay,
That's all we know.
all right.
So that's
I
why
didn't know
some
there was
people,
any.
I won't go into the drama or whatever, but some people are like, "Oh, you're making a game in feudal Japan and you're putting in the one black person that was in feudal Japan."
I thought it was an unusual choice, but I
You
mean,
know, whatever. But historically, he exists in the game. The opening cutscene actually is there are some Portuguese missionaries, and Yasuke is their slave. Just straight up, he is their slave. Carry my stuff. So he carries the stuff, and then you go into the room with the shogun, and everyone is like, whoa, because they've never seen a black man before, and everyone's a little caught off guard. Like, it acknowledges how unusual it is for him to be there. But the feudal lord, or the shogun, uh basically just sees he's a big dude, I want him in my army. So he tells the missionaries, like, you can spread Christianity here in Japan, but your slave stays with me. And then that is how he ends up being a samurai, because Obunaga recruits him, basically. Like, you're a big strong dude, you will do much better as a samurai than as a slave.
okay, all right.
So
I was just
that is
curious.
that is literally the opening cutscene of the game. No, it's a fair question. I know a lot of people were grumpy about that. I won't go into that, but it is justified. It is explained. The Portuguese would have had black slaves, so that's how they tied it in. They made their own little piece of history to make it make sense, and they did. They made it make sense.
Okay, well, awesome. Well, I may give it a try. I don't know. I not for $70. I don't do $70 anymore. But
You know what? Actually, I should
that's all
say
right.
I don't do $70 either. My brother and I split everything, right? So we don't do $35. But for pre-ordering, you actually will get the upcoming DLC for free. It was like a
Mhm.
little thank you, I guess, apology for all the delays. So we looked it up. The DLC is gonna be $25. We're like, well, that means it would have to go on sale for 45 to, and then let's just buy it. So we were cool with that. And
Yeah,
honestly, again, $35. I'm having a blast for $35. If you game share or split it.
yeah. Well, I
So
mean, put a muscled up, cat faced assassin in it, and we'll talk. And, well, for a fraction of the cost, I have a game for you.
for a
You
fraction of the
right, for just a fraction. So I gotta give you the backstory here. So it was 2008. First, you had Castle Crashers, right? An incredibly enjoyable, whimsical cartoon beat 'em up, well received. Did you know it's the fourth most tracked beat 'em up on the Xbox 360 on TA? I mean, I thought that
I
was pretty
did not
cool.
know that.
Yeah. So people wanted more. Everyone all about the Castle Crashers, but yet the behemoth, the publishers, uh, still just decide not to, revisit it, even though they could print money with a decent sequel of it. I mean, they just print. I mean, it would just be a hit.
I
But
do think a lot of publishers and developers just hate money. I
yeah,
know a lot of good ways that they could make a lot of money, then they're not
yes,
doing it.
right. And so this game had such a fan base that people are like, "What the?" And so then enter Wonder Blade in 2020. So they gave him a good decade. They did the re-release and all that, but Wonder Blade's like, no, we got to take this story, a little bit further. So some dude, he was just a fan of the game, created Wonder Blade, And it's like, and I've brought this game up many, many times. I mean, it is Castle Crashers, the sequel. And I'm sure that the game owes like a great deal of its success to me, given that it has 125 track gamers due to my promotion. And,
Sure. That's
of
the only
those,
reason.
right. And of those, only 2 of them are on my friends list. So, that's, I'm really helping them out. But in case you haven't heard me talk about it, it's, it's basically Castle Crashers. So, but it has the same humor, the same mechanics, same art style. I mean, you can't get more like Castle Crashers in this game. It plays just like it. In fact, I've gone back. I'm trying to knock out the completion on it. That's in my spring cleaning beat 'em up series. It's on the list. It's next. I'm getting close, but it has everything. Same kind of stages. I mean, instead of escaping a giant cat at a sawmill while riding on the back of a crapping deer, you like escape a catacomb on the back of a pig escaping an iron giant. I mean, it's the same freaking stuff. Like you can't get more same. So if you're still, wanting more Castle Crashers, go play Wonder Blade first. We can get that up to at least 130 track gamers. But once you finish Wonder Blade, well, guess what? After 5 years, enter this week's game.
Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah. Big Helmet Heroes.
Oh, baby.
Yeah. Oh, yes. So Big Helmet Heroes it rounds out the trilogy in my mind. So this is kind of like the Jedis are back kind of a thing. This is like the third in the series, and it gets you, the closure that you always wanted for Castle
What we all
Crashers.
needed.
Right. Even though Castle Crashers does not recognize this game in any way, but still, it's the fans are taking it and running with it. So this one already has over 1,000 track gamers. So poor Wonder Blade. I don't understand why people haven't played that game, but it has 3K TAD. It's going to plummet, especially once I give you a little nugget at the end here. It's a 10-hour completion, and that's going to plummet once I give you the little nugget at the end. I got a nice little nugget for you. I think you're going to like it. Well,
I do like nuggets.
Yeah, achievement.
Chicken
hunters.
nuggets, to clarify, if I needed to. Scotch is my vice, and chicken nuggets, not nuggets, those other kind of nuggets.
Sauce.
Are you asking me my sauce preference? Sweet and sour.
Yes. Okay, I'm just curious. All right, so this is a 10-hour completion, which is pretty fast, and it's going to go a lot faster once I tell you a super breaking news tip at the end. Now, this is Castle Crashers all grown up. This is not your father's Castle Crashers, I guess, since it was like 2007, and some people are pretty young. But anyway, so it makes me think of like Super Mario Brothers. You remember Super Mario Brothers back, in the old days, like NES.
The arena one with the.
No, like we're talking back, 2D. You had Super Mario Brothers 1 and 2, and then even 3.
Oh,
to
the
some
actual
degree.
the
old games. Okay.
The last time you brought up Mario, you were talking about the arena one where you had like the pound block in the middle and the turtles. And
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
You mean okay?
These are Super Mario Bros. Not
Just clarifying. Gotcha.
Yes. When the new system came out for that, so I believe it was the SNES, and I think that was when they had the first open world kind of Mario, where it kind of changed, where it was the same characters, but it was just they introduced like the camera, and you could move around in 3D kind of a thing.
That was Mario 64.
It was what now?
That was Mario 64. Was the first.
Well, I know that one, but I thought Super Mario World. Or that was Super Mario World was 64. I thought there was one.
Super Mario World was Super Nintendo.
Oh, okay.
And that was completely 2D. That one had the map where you could pick the levels with it.
Man, I don't remember.
But Mario Bros. 3 also had a map where you could pick levels. But the first 3D one was Mario 64.
Okay. But the what I'm getting at here is that you have the same characters, but it's not like the same exact gameplay, but you would still recognize that as a Mario sequel because it kind of carries on the lore of it, if you will. So that's kind of what this is, in the sense that Castle Crashers was 2D and it was like animation and, you know, kind of whimsical and all that. And that's even what Wonder Blade was. It was just a complete retelling using the same mechanics. So this one takes it and it kind of expands on it and allows for a 3D element to it and actually flushes it out to where the graphics are more modern. And so it's kind of like Castle Crashers when Mario went into you know, the 3D realm, but it's not like that because it's not like a camera's following you around, but the stages now have depth to them. So like you don't have to just go left and right. Like you can go up and explore an area up there and then it branches off and there's like, you know, the stages are more thorough and you don't just have to go left or right. It's more like that. And you have obviously the art style's 3D. It's kind of taking Castle Crashers style to the next level. That's kind of where I was trying to go with that. Even though
that
the
was such a roundabout way of
yeah, it
you
was
could have just said that.
okay. Well, so just back up, get in your time machine and go back to it made more sense in my head, I think. So, you
Go
know,
back 5 minutes of Elroy rambling. It's Castle Crashers
3D.
Extreme.
Yes, there you go. Extreme Castle Crash. Yes, so that's what but it keeps the same recipe. It's like humorous. It's got multiple nights. You just like chop up the enemies. It's just a complete beat 'em up / hack and slash. And like when you walk into a stage, like the enemies are doing something, like they might be sitting in lawn chairs, like enjoying the beach, and then like, oh, you're here. Okay, I guess, you know, we need to fight you. You know, it's kind of like that. That's how Castle Crash works. You know, you walk in and like they're doing like push-ups or something and like, you know, having fun and they're like, oh, okay, I guess we fight you now. You know, it's that kind of it really keeps the same spirit of the game going. Yeah, it's and the mechanics are very similar. But okay, so the plot is basically there's a princess and you like have to rescue the princess. However, there is a twist, okay? The princess eventually becomes the main boss. Spoiler, spoiler. Oh man.
Spoilers. See,
So,
that's the difference between us is I tiptoe around spoiling like the first hour of gameplay and you're like, the final boss is the princess.
spoiler alert though. So, at the end, so at the end, you have two possible endings though, so it's kind of cool. So you have to reach a resolution with said princess, and so that lends for two different endings in the game. It actually they take it and make it kind of cool. It's really not that far into the game. I think it's like the end of stage 2. Like it's pretty obvious, and then like you battle her throughout the whole game. So it's not like you don't know. It's not like at the end you're like, oh my gosh, I did not see that coming. No, like the whole thing you're working to try to
It's
catch up
pretty
with.
obvious. All right.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. Okay, so I mean, and even then, I think like the achievements give it away. Like if you look at, hang on, I'm pretty sure that it tells you. Okay, maybe not. Yeah, because it says save the princess, defeated the dragon, and save the
You'll say
princess. Well,
save the princess.
now obviously, if that's like one the second story-based achievement that you unlock, then you would imagine that there's more to the story than than just you know, saving the princess, because that's literally the second story-based achievement, and then yeah, you have to still play the entire game. So it's very early on that, but the gameplay, it takes you through like a wide variety of stages. It's your typical, I don't know, video game beat 'em up where you have like a
Plays like a video game.
it plays like a video game. You're gonna go through like an ice area. You're gonna go through like a fire area. You're gonna go through, you know, like
So
I don't
it
know.
has all the tropes. There's probably a
Right,
desert
yeah.
too, right?
But the cool thing about it is that they take it and make it their own in the sense that the traditional fire stage, for example, rather than you're just going through trying not to land in lava, they set it up as a fire water park. So it's like a fun like
Steam World?
it well, it's I don't know. I never played Steam World, but it's like
I haven't either, but come on, Fire Water World, Steam World.
okay, oh yeah, okay, I see what you go with that. But no, it's like it's more like Wet and Wild. You know, Wet and Wild, where you like get in tubes and you go down stuff, and there's
Oh,
like
like
lazy.
a water park.
Yes, like that kind of water park.
Okay.
And instead of like water being in the tubes, there's lava. So it's like a
Oh my
fire
gosh.
water park. And
A
so
lava slide.
right. And so everyone, all the enemies are there having a good time, and you're like crashing their fun at this this theme park where, it's just like set up as a like Wet and Wild type thing, and it's just fire everywhere, and everyone's having a good time, and you're just fighting your way through, like ruining their day. And it's kind of funny like that. Like they do stuff where they take it and they kind of make it into something kind of humorous. And so the whole thing is very tongue in cheek, and it, just, I don't know. It's very Castle Crashers. Like I said, Castle Crashers is kind of a little, humor was very important part of it. So, so as you're going through it, I mentioned there's a lot of different knights that you can play as. So they have what is called like a tag system. So the tag system is this, that if you're playing solo, like you can play this co-op, where as any good beat 'em up would, you can play local co-op, and you can play network co-op on it as well. But you have control of one of the knights, and then if you start taking some damage, you can hit the switch button, and then that just changes out to the next knight. And then while you're fighting with that individual, and as you're like landing combos and murderizing everyone, the health of the other knights goes up.
Okay.
It's like a way you can regain their health and all that. There's knights that you find on the stages, and that's kind of the only collectible, if you will. So there's like hidden knights. The whole concept is that there's all these knights, and they got captured, and so they're in cages around the stages. And so there's actually like, I think there's 36 of there's an achievement for it, for finding all the cages. Like everyone's in a
Oh, I saw
cage.
that right up top. Yeah,
Yeah,
broke all 36 cages in the game.
yeah. So each cage is a knight, and so they're scattered across all the stages. There's like maybe 2 a stage. Some will have 3. Some will have 1. It's just it's a random number, but the stages will tell you how many is on there. But the 36 of them, you'll find them along the way. But as soon as you break the cage, then they're added to your tags. So instead of having 2 knights you can play with, you'll have 3 after you find one. And then as you get further in the stage, then you'll have 4 knights if you find another one. So it like adds to the game in the sense that you can play with them as you go. It makes it easy. But there's a wide variety of enemies, several unique bosses. Everything's like themed to the stage. Good music, solid controls. Just all in all, an awesome game. It's got I think over a 4 on the crappy TA rating system. It's very well received.
4.14, and it's beat 'em up genre. Like,
I know
that's right up your alley.
I know it's an enjoyable game. I mean, seriously, I really enjoyed it. I played it while I was traveling through Panama, and oh man, I was just, that's how I like ended my evenings, was trying to figure out how to hook my console into that crappy TV that was in each room. And yeah.
Hang on, what was the crappy part of Panama? Was it the TV, or was it the iguana?
Yes.
If you listened to last week, you get that reference.
Right. Well, no one did. So
nobody did.
Yeah, there's these iguanas. You see, no. They're cursed animals. There's iguanas.
Iguanas are cursed animals.
Right.
You'll have to go back to 343 to find out.
Exactly. Yeah. Stay away from the iguanas. They're the real bosses. They're the real bosses. So yes, there's 20 achievements. They're spread out for a wide range of things, pretty varied. So there's 2 of those for finishing the game. One is, the just because kind of a thing where you beat the game, here's an achievement. And then there's one for doing it on hard mode. Now you could technically get 3 of those at once. You could get a triple pop if you're really good, but I could only get a double pop. Unfortunately, I had to go back and get the 3rd one a little bit later. But you can play on hard mode from the start, and that's the way I played it. I just played it all the way through on hard. I figured it would minimize the time on it, and it did. So it's really not that challenging on hard. There's a couple of places that'll try you a little bit, but it's nothing too bad. When you get to the end, there's a mysterious achievement on there where it says beat the game with 1 hero. I wasn't sure what that meant as I was going through it. I thought that meant you had to use the same knight on every stage, but that's not what it meant. So when you get to the final boss, if you are able to, well, it takes away all your tags when you get to the final boss. And so you only get 1 knight, and then you can't tag out. And so if you beat the boss without without dying, then you beat it with one hero. Now, if you do die while facing the boss with your one character, it goes into like a special game over screen where it's built into the game where it's like Voltron Unite kind of a thing, and like all of a sudden all your tags come in, and then you can use them and then beat the boss, and then if you win like that gets you the crappy ending. All right.
Okay.
And so then, but if you're able to beat the game without that, so I was playing on hard first, and I'd never played the main boss, so she destroyed me.
Obliterated you.
Right. And so before I could realize really what was going on, and so I got the double pop. But if I had beaten her without dying, then I could have got the triple pop. So basically, I just loaded it back up on easy mode and destroyed her, and then got the one hero achievement. But yeah, it's really not that bad. It's pretty easy. There's no traditional collectibles per se, but there's like a couple achievements for petting all the sheep. There's just, I don't know, there's just sheep randomly on the side of the road and on different stages, places you wouldn't expect them. And you just pet them and they give you flowers, and there's like flowers because that makes sense. And then,
Right.
so also when you kill enemies, you get flowers. You don't really have to like be like, oh man, I sure hope I find all the sheep or I find all the flowers, or you'll find them. I mean, unless you're just completely oblivious, just make sure you pet them when you see them. And I think I had them, both of those, before, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 stages before the final stage. Those aren't like hidden or anything, but there is one for the cage master. That's the one that we talked about saying for finding all 36 cages. Oh, man. So unless you want to replay a lot of the levels, I suggest using a guide on the front end of that, just to see where they all are, because I thought I was like, man, it's I can find them all. No, that's not accurate. I got through
Not
like
accurate.
no, I got through like the first 7 stages or 8 stages, and I could see, because at the end it shows you like a stage summary, and it has like little cages there, and if you found the knight
Are they in order?
in order, like,
What game were you playing where the collectibles were out of order?
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, that was, Super Muscle Cat. No,
Super
that was where
Muscle Cat.
I couldn't
Oh, that
find my
was Super
underwear.
Muscle Cat. Yeah,
Yeah, I couldn't find my underwear, but yeah,
that's right. That's right.
not my panties, but my
I was gonna
underwear.
say you should try going to a panty party.
Right. But no, this one, it actually gives you some help. It has like shadowed out cages if you don't get the hero on that stage. And then if you find it, then it'll shade it in. So I'd finish the stage and I'd see like 3 cages and only one of them was shaded in. I was like, oh dang, man, I missed like 2 of them. How is that even possible? And so about stage 8, I realized that I was not as good at finding them as I thought I was. And then I went and opened up a guide, and shows you right where they are. So then I just watched that on the front end. Then I kind of know where to look. And then I found them all, and then I had to go back and play all the stages that I missed a bunch of them on, and such and so forth. But there's some that require special characters to get to. For example, you have a couple of knights that have like a staff thing, and like you spin it above your head, and it's like a propeller, and then you can like double jump and then spin that thing, and it allows you to go like longer distances that you can get instead of a double jump.
That sounds like you wouldn't know it, but Yoshimitsu in Soul Calibur can spin his sword like a helicopter and fly.
Okay, there you go. They totally ripped that off then. So, but yeah, it allows you to float over to some platforms you couldn't get to otherwise. And actually, it ties into another achievement. There's one for beating a stage without taking any damage. Masterclass. Yeah, Masterclass says finish the level, not the tutorial, without receiving any damage. Now, if it wasn't for this cheese method, that would probably be the hardest achievement in the game, because there's just so many enemies. One of them's bound to hit you, because a lot of them are shooting like arrows at you, and yeah, it would be really challenging to get through a whole stage without taking any damage. That would be like an insane ratio, except someone posted this amazing guide. Gotta give the guy props. Until tomorrow, YT, I guess, I don't know. He posted a guide where you start this stage, and then off into the background, because again, this is like a 3D type environment, you see the exit to the stage. And so I guess the guy thought,
Oh, jeez.
I can make that. And so like if you run and jump and do the double jump, and at the top of the double jump, start spinning your staff, and
You
then
can
kind
get
of
it just right. That's
right, and then
awesome.
as you're falling, if you just dash, 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 you can make it. And so it's like the stage is complete, and then you like get the achievement. So
That's awesome.
yeah, oh man, that guide was amazing. Yeah, I got that one. I was like, oh man, that's pretty sweet. That was an amazing cheese method. So props to that guy for finding that.
See, I love stuff like that, like,
Yeah,
instead of,
right.
like, it's not an exploit, you're not breaking anything, you're not,
Mhm.
like, clipping through the walls, just, "I can
Yep.
make that jump."
Right, yeah, I guess that's probably what he was thinking. He's like, "Is that the end of the stage over there? Oh,
That's
okay.
awesome.
Yeah, let me see if I can make." Yeah, so that one was pretty cool. Yeah, there's a couple that are really challenging to find because it doesn't really explain to you. Like when you get to the haunted world of sorts, there's like a bunch of pumpkins you have to smash, and if you smash them all, then you get the character that has like a pumpkin head.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't really outwardly tell you that you have to do that. There's like a pumpkin and it says like 0 out of 36. And I guess you're just supposed to assume that you're supposed to get all the pumpkins. But if you don't, you can beat the stage, which is fine. And there's another one like that somewhere else. There's two like that where you have to like smash things. I think there's one with like alien eggs. You got to smash all the alien eggs or something. Because of course there's an alien stage. And then there's one where it's like some stained glass windows. And this one, like there's a lot of things you pick up and use as weapons, kind of like Castle Crashers, or imagine that, where you can like throw things at everyone and whatnot. But it has a lot of weapons in the game, and so you pick up something, you're like, I don't know what this weapon is. Well, it's actually a piece of a stained glass window, and so as you progress further in the stage, you get next to this one window, and then you push the button, and it like completes the window, and it kind of gives you a hint, like it like glows, and you're like, maybe there's more to that. And there's like 4 more windows that you have to do that with, and then if you do that, it unlocks one of the nights. So that was one that I missed.
I
I
feel
didn't.
like that's like old school gaming, like, it's not told
Yeah,
to you
subtle.
directly, it's just a subtle thing in the level.
Hmm.
Here's, like, a little bonus reward if you find this thing.
Right. Yep. And
That's
so
cool, I like that.
yeah, if you want to try it without a guide, you'll probably, I don't know, you might pick some of them up, but there's other ones you'll forget. There is one hidden behind a waterfall though, so that's nice. And
Go figure.
yeah, and a couple of walls you have to bash to get them, but yeah, 36 of them. That's the only really challenging achievement, I guess, if there wasn't a guide for it. There's a couple other hidden ones like the sword in the stone, find Excalibur, and finish the level with it. So this one is basically there's like a weapon that's a sword that has a rock attached to the end of it. You know, it's a sword in a stone kind of a thing.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Yeah. So it's like a hammer, I guess.
I was gonna say, that sounds more like a mace than
Right. But that's the joke is, it's a sword in a stone.
okay, that's clever.
Yeah, and so you can use it as a weapon, and then like all weapons in the game, if you use it enough, it's gonna break, and then you just go find another weapon. This one you got to like carry it along, and when you get in a battle, like drop it, and then like destroy everyone, and then when you're finished with it, and it's time to move to the next section, take it with you, and
Oh,
then
jeez, it's like the damn gnome in Halo 2.
yeah, I remember you talking about that. Yeah, it's like that.
I
So
it's still one of my proudest achievements. I
taking
love
that
man,
dang.
okay.
Yeah. So that's what this one is you have to take it all the way to the end of the stage, and then you get the achievement when you finish the stage with it. So yeah, not overly challenged, but it was kind of fun to do. And there's one for love at first sight. It's during the shipwreck or the ship stage slash shipwreck where you have to fight an octopus thing at the end. It doesn't tell you what to, again, like you said, like old school gaming is just kind of subtle, but of course there's a guide, so TA's got you covered, and so it talks about this one. That's how I knew what to do with it. But there's like this mysterious big box in the background. It's like this floating paper box. These octopus things trying to kill you, so you have to like load a cannonball into the cannon and shoot the tentacles as they circle around you. Well, if you time it right, you can shoot between the tentacles and hit the box in the background. So if you do that enough times, then something happens and you get the achievement. So I won't spoil it for you because it's kind of funny. So, but yeah, that's how you get that one. And so those are like 2 of the missable ones, but you can always do level select, so it's no big deal. So yeah.
So nothing's missable, just like Assassin's Creed
No.
Shadows. No missables on level 345.
You just have to replay. So if you're willing to replay a stage, then yeah, nothing missable. So
Excellent.
yeah, and there's a lot of grindy achievements on the game. So if you want to play it through and then just go back and do cleanup, you'll probably get all the rest of the grindy achievements along the way. Like there's one for like throwing, I forget, I think it's like 300 people off the stage or something. That's pretty easy once you get going. There's plenty of holes to throw people into, and there's plenty of people to throw into holes, so it works out well. So you just grab them, throw them in, and grab the next one, throw them in, and yeah, it's actually a really effective attack because you can like grab some of the big enemies that are kind of a pain in the butt to kill, and then just throw them off the stage. Okay, yeah. And then there's some for, I forget, like you killing so many people with like the weird weapons, and then there's I don't know, there's a bunch of grindy ones, but you'll get them along the way. There was none that were like hard to get really. So this takes me to the nugget. Are you ready?
Okay.
Okay. So there's 2 co-op ones, and I bring them up for a reason. Now, normally you just, load up your junk account and you would play a stage as 2 controllers and finish it and then just keep it moving kind of a thing, right?
God forbid you have a friend, right?
Right, yeah. Or maybe if you have friends, I don't know. If you have friends, you could do it with a friend. But you have to beat a stage with a friend, and then also you have to kill the friend. So I guess it goes both ways. There's just a couple of like co-op ones. They're not very challenging. So I wouldn't normally bring these up, except for here's your AH101 exclusive. If you are playing this and you have somebody that just really wants some beat 'em up gamer score, then what you do is you beat the game, or if you know someone that has beat the game, just ask them to bring you in for a stage, beat the first stage, and then guess what? Almost every freaking achievement in the game will pop on that account. I
Oof.
know. No one has mentioned this on the TA. I don't know why this game is
To
worth 3
clarify, this is not like the second profile glitch. He's not saying sign in to one account and sign out of another account or anything like
No,
that.
no,
Yeah, no shenanigans here. You
no
play as the
shenanigans. I
second
wasn't
player,
even.
and you
Yep.
unlock all player one's achievements by being both logged in at the same time.
Yep, I logged into my junk account and just to play the first stage, and so I could get the multiplayer achievement. And because you have to log in as an actual account, like you can't just be a guest, or I mean, I guess you could be a guest, but I just put a junk account on there and
Mhm.
just going to get to the end of the stage and call it a day. Well, when I did that, it like popped 650 gamer score on it, including beat the game on hard, find all
Oh, shoot.
36, like every one of the hard achievements. It didn't pop every achievement, but it popped like all but like, I don't know, 5 or 6 of them. And I was like, oh my gosh. So like every time I would do something with my character it would pop during also. I was like, oh, there's some shenanigans here. And so like I do, like a special and I kill somebody, then it would pop the achievement for killing the grindy achievement. I would throw someone off the stage. It would pop the kill 300 people by throwing them on
Um,
the,
okay.
you see, so you
So
do
if
the,
you have, like, the trigger on account 1, re-triggering it pops it on account 2.
yes, that's correct.
Ah.
Yeah. So you can basically do everything in one stage and get like all the gamer score for that other account. So
Cool, so I'm gonna send you my login info.
right. But you would have to buy the game, I guess, for if anybody
That's why
wanted
I'm
to try
sending
it.
you my
Yeah,
login
I know. I
info.
got it. But right. So
Interesting, interesting. I feel like that's a good way to get flagged on TA. Though, like, if one person just magically pops this whole game, in minutes. Well, I guess no, because you're still unlocking them sporadically.
yeah, it would take probably an hour at max to get all to recreate all the different things that you would do. Like as soon as you like break open the first cage of a night, it gives you the 36, all 36 found kind of achievement. It's that kind of thing. So yeah, so as soon as the cat gets out of the bag on that, I suspect that the ratio of this game it will plummet. And so yeah, right now it's got like a 3 ratio, it's got 2,000 tad, but that's going to go away very quickly as soon as people discover this, unless they patch it out. So I guess they could
You
patch
know
it
what?
out.
As I'm going through the completions, it looks like I'm not gonna read the time for every completion. 32 people have completed it, but
Mhm.
there's 7, 7, 10, 9, 7, 8, 9. Someone took 17 for some reason, 10, 16, right? Like it seems like it's
Yeah.
about like a 10-hour completion or so. And
Right.
then recently,
Oh no.
um, getting a little more recently, we have, 9, 12, 9, 12, 5, 8, 9, 1 hour, 18 minutes.
Yep. It's people are gonna figure it
So
out.
at
Yep.
least one person.
They
Now I know
figured
the
it out.
timer glitches sometimes on that, but the fact that it seems right for everyone else.
It's expect more of that. It will be a 1 hour completion before it's all said and done when people realize this, unless they patch it out. So, but yeah, there you go. I'm not Noth, and but I'm bringing you some
There we
cutting in.
go. No way, man. AH101 exclusive. I
There
like
you
it.
go. Yep.
That
So
was a good nugget.
yeah, I haven't put it in there yet in case you want to be one of the first ones to exploit it. Get all the TA before it goes down rapidly.
I
So
mean, you said it's a fraction of the cost of AC Shadows. It is in
yeah,
fact 5/14ths the cost of AC Shadows
yeah, that
at
seems accurate.
$25.
Yes, $25. Is it worth $25? I don't know. Probably. I mean, I would probably pay, but then again, I like beat 'em up. So yeah, it's I mean, I would wait until it goes on sale, but then if you wait until it goes on sale, they may patch out the little thing. But
Right,
I don't know.
right.
I don't know that you want to pay $25 just for a 1 hour completion either. So I don't know.
I'm sure we've all done worse, but
Yeah, so it's kind of one of those where if you actually want to enjoy the game, then maybe wait and let it go on sale and then don't do the nugget approach and have a good experience. Enjoy the third of the trilogy of the Castle Crashers Empire. So there you go. Big Helmet Heroes. It's available now. Pretty recent game. Came out a few months ago and $25. Fun game. I enjoyed it.
excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's very quickly. We're at an hour and a half already. Man, you guys are
Jeez,
awesome.
man.
Let's move into our quick baby game chat. I this week would like to talk about none other than the Jackbox Naughty Pack.
Oh no, the naughty
So I'm
pack.
a big fan of the Jackbox games. I can't say this with 100% certainty, but I believe I'm one of the few people in our community who actually like plays these games. Kelsey and I have our in-laws over. My brother will come up, when he's on leave from the Navy, and we'll play the Jackbox games. They're a ton of fun when you have people to play them with. So that brings me to the question of who are people playing these games with that they felt like they needed a naughty pack? Like I'm never going to play the naughty pack with my in-laws or my brother
Mhm.
and sister-in-law. Like, I understand that every regular Jackbox game, you can make it a little naughty, throw a body part joke in there once in a while, if you will,
Mhm.
or, like poop makes everything funny, right? But like these questions are a little PG-13 segment here. So one of the games is faking it, right? Where one of you is the faker, and then it'll ask you like, point up the number of fingers for traffic tickets you have,
Mhm.
or speeding tickets, and then everyone will put up like one or two, and the faker puts up like seven. You're like, well, that's a little suspicious, right? This will be like, how many like sexual partners have you had? Hold up fingers, like that's. I'm not doing that with my in-laws, you know what I mean?
Right. Right.
So it kind of the vibe, the fun aspect of the game is ruined by it being intentionally naughty. Um, so I honestly I wish we got Jackbox 11 instead of this because it's three games that we've already had before that we've already made naughty on our own. We didn't need you to make it naughty for us. So there's Dirty Drawful, which it's Drawful if you know that one. It'll give you like a circle and then it'll
Mhm.
ask you like which part of this circle is like turn part of the circle into like the creature's lady part, but it will say the word, not lady part. This is a family podcast, right? And then you
Right.
have to like draw on the circle to make like it's fun at first, but it gets tiresome. Again, faking it. The questions are uncomfortable, or it'll be really weird. Like On average, like number of times a month, like how often do you incorporate like multiple partners into your like? No
Mm,
one's putting their hand up for that. Well,
that's
maybe some
weird.
people go a
I don't
little
know, man.
crazier than we do, right? Yeah, but like things like that, you know what I mean? Right, like, and then the faker puts up like two hand, like, hang on a minute. So it's just uncomfortable in that sense for my audience. I assume if you have some open-minded friends or like drunk college bros or whatever could have fun with it. And then the last one, what the heck is it called? Let me finish. It's just talking points where you have to give a speech about the topic, which we always made naughty anyway, but they
Mhm.
kind of throw some naughty prompts, if you will. I don't know. It's legitimately the first Jackbox that I have been disappointed in. Like I said, it's 3 games that we've already had before, and they chose to make it naughty for you, which takes out half the fun of making it naughty yourself.
Yeah.
And then if you have, a certain like you could not play this game with your kids. Like I don't have kids, you don't have kids. But like some
Mhm.
of these would be fun to play if you had kids. Not any of these, you know what I mean? So or I used to like fire them up in like the classroom. Like I would
Yeah, I
be
would say
player
that's what I was
1,
gonna say,
and
yeah.
then some people, whoever got in first would be the 10 players, and then the rest would go in the audience. We had a
Mhm.
blast. I am absolutely not able to fire up the dirty pack, or what is it, the naughty pack, in the classroom. So, yeah, this one's an L from me. The games themselves are fine. Just the dirty aspect is
Right.
not a winning angle that they should have taken. So it gets an L from me. It is a 1 to 2 hour completion, however, and you can do all of the achievements yourself with tabs like, most people
Yeah.
probably do. So that's why I'm bringing it up in the baby game segment. But if you like Jackbox as much as I do, this one is a hard pass, unfortunately.
Yeah, this one's definitely going straight into the competition pile. So
Yeah.
1,700 TAD in 2 hours. So as most party games are very, good for that type of thing. So, but yeah, this one, yeah, I mean, this one's going to be a pass for me in the traditional sense of playing it. The only time I ever really play these are, either for competitions or if, like my classroom for
You fire them
parties,
up in the
like,
classroom too. That's what I'm saying. Like they're really good classroom entertainment tools.
yeah, like, even then, like, I've stopped doing it because it just takes one person to kinda make it awkward and,
Oh,
start
I would
drawing them.
always like threaten them with like penalty of death, right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and yeah, really
You
have to
you need the right
monitor it
class
and,
with it for sure, but
right, yeah, and so it's just, they again, like you said, you make it naughty on your own, and so it would just seem forced, and that would be, yeah, kinda, yeah, it's one of those, if you want to do that, you you don't wanna be told to do it kind of
right,
thing.
yes, that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah,
Like, not every
not organic.
drawful prompt needs to have male parts in it.
Mhm.
It's funny when you make it happen organically, but they're
Right.
telling you to draw the male part
Yeah.
here, like, come on.
Yeah, that's no good. Okay, well, I didn't even know this existed, so I'm just going to put a little note on this, add it to my
There you go.
competition
It
pile,
is
so
if
thank you.
any it is currently on sale as of the episode release
Right
for
on.
14 instead of 20. But,
50.
honestly, I wouldn't even recommend it at 14. Even if you're just gonna, go for the achievements, it's gonna go lower. Play it later. No, I don't really see anyone playing this one actively,
Yeah,
unfortunately. As much as I love Jackbox, this isn't the one.
I got you. Alright, well, for me, I got, it's actually kinda 2 games, but there's a reason for that, and so my baby games are both Feudal Brothers. That's a Waka Pill exclusive for me, and and, Justice Ninja Casey. Now, you might say, "What do these 2 have in common?" Well, these 2, this is the well, for the record, this is the 2nd week in a row that I can bring you a bro game, so that's pretty special. So, I had the ultimate bro game last week, and then this game, Feudal Brothers Tonosama number 1, I did not take the time to translate that. I'm not sure what that means. Maybe it
I
means
am on the case.
Flexmageddon. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it means. But basically, this is a game. It's kind of plays like Ikari Warriors back in the day, where it's like top down and you're just kind of running along, killing everything, and then you get to the boss, kill it, and then move on to the next stage. I don't know. I guess it's action game. I guess I don't know.
Tono-sama means lord, as in, like, feudal
Oh,
lord.
okay. Lord number one. Okay.
Lord number 1, yeah.
Yeah. This one is part of 2 Ratalaika games that came out. So these are both Rat specials. Now, they're linked together in the sense that both of these are Sunsoft, and both of them are old SNES Famicom games. They were never released in the West, and they just kind of fell into the dustbin of history, so to speak. And then Ratalaika announced last fall that they were going to be bringing them, and so here they are. So they brought both these old Sunsoft games to the Xbox, and so the interface when you first fire up both of these games is that allows you. It's kind of like any of those, recreation games, emulator games, if you will, where you can kind of modify the game before you actually start it. So you can set up the cheats, and the cheats are basically makes you invincible, makes you, just make it so where you can do everything in the game very fast. So in this game, that means you have unlimited power and then unlimited health, and you're invincible kind of thing. So in this game, you run through the stage, the enemies can't hurt you, and you hit the power button once, and that's the best part of the game, because you're this little scrawny dude, and then you hit the button, it says, "Oh, I really got ultimate power now." And then you transform into this big swole bro dude, and then you just start murderizing everyone.
Swole bros and murderize, that's right up your alley.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's why it could be why Wakapale suggested it to me. And this one,
Waka, you know Elroy.
yeah, he
Very
does.
well.
He is 2 for 2, man. He is on a hot streak. And so yeah, and when you're powered up, you just are just destroy the entire game. But you don't even have to, because the way the game's set up is so flawed, because you can just run through it. And since you're invincible, if you just hold down the turbo button, there's a turbo button that speeds things up. Just hold down the turbo button, just run through the stage until you get to the boss, kill the boss, and you move on to the next stage. So the game's not very well thought out, in the sense that you don't even have to fiddle with the enemies. Just run through the game and kill the bosses, and you'll get the thing. But in a harken back to last time we talked, every time you get hit, it does register that you got hit. It doesn't it's not like the bullets go through or the punches go through. You get hit and you kind of bounce back, and guess what? Every time you get hit, you do the vacuum pose. So we're talking about the pose. Yeah, the vacuum pose. Remember you said it was the stretch your arm pose.
Yes. Right.
Yes. It was. Yeah. So if you want to see the vacuum pose and many times, just load up this game, put on invincibility, and just as you run through it, you're doing the vacuum pose every single time. So, and then there's all kinds of other flexing poses. And in fact, there's a mini game in it where it's called the flex off or something, or match the flex or something, I forget. And so it's just some dude on a podium in the middle, and you have 4 buttons that are assigned to each a different flex. And so he does the double biceps flex. You hit the button for the double bicep flex, and very good. And then he does the back delt flex, and then you hit the button. Okay, it's there's 4 different flexes, so it's just you matching flexes with somebody on a stand. That's the bonus game. So
it also sounds
game.
right up your alley.
It was amazing. This one was really good. And so yeah, it was kind of cool. It was a Sunsoft game brought over to Xbox, so that was neat. I enjoyed it. Yeah, and so thank you, Waka. And it's very quick. It's a 1 hour completion, I think. Yeah, I finished it in 1 hour, and that's because I even had to play it twice. So
that's because he was actively enjoying it.
Right, I was. And so I just didn't even think, and so I skipped all the bonus games on accident, and you can't go back and play them. So then I just loaded up the other character and played through on the other character. So I got to play both characters. It was kind of cool. I like the Japanese guy better. There was a French dude, and I don't know, I wasn't feeling the French dude. The Japanese guy was way cooler.
Yeah, never feel a French dude. It never goes well.
Yeah. So, and then the other game was Justice Ninja Casey, which just an amazing title for a game. Justice Ninja Casey, right? So, this one was actually a humorous little game. It's very much Super Nintendo style game. It's kind of like River City Ransom set in Japan in a way. and it's got a bunch of like missable things in it. You have to kind of find things. The whole thing is it has like a huge map, and you have to find things and go kill things here and find things there and unlock things. It's actually a pretty deep game, and if you were playing it the way that it was supposed to be played, I'm sure it would actually be a really enjoyable game. But unfortunately, you can basically set the thing in your favor, make yourself invincible, turn on the turbo button, and just run everywhere. And if you want, you can find a guide, and if you watch the guide, you can finish it in about 30 minutes, I think. I don't know. I tried playing it without the guide at first just to see if I could find everything on my own. I don't know. I was just kind of bored. And so it took me an hour and 42 minutes. That's with me spending like more than half of that time just wandering around trying to find it all on my own. Once I used a guide, I was like, oh, I missed that. Oh, yeah, I missed that. So I just went and did it real quick. So there's nothing missable. You can get it anywhere in the game that you want to get, and you can also set save states. So I'm not sure if once you beat the final boss, if you can go back and get everything. So I would say play through the game if you want to just kind of have a good experience, and save it right before you get to the main boss, and then load up a guide, see what you missed, go get those real quick, and then beat the final boss, and bada bing, bada boom, be done with it. So but yeah, it was pretty good. I enjoyed it.
Excellent. That's kind of cool, actually. They're bringing the old Famicom games over. That's neat.
There was only 2 of them, though, so these are the 2. So there you go. Justice Ninja Casey and Feudal Bros. So
I mean, I feel like if they did 2, they're going to do more at some point, right? Like, these 2 just came out, so.
Yep, one's a beat 'em up, of course.
Of course. Would have it any other way. Shoot. All right. Well, do we have any Game Pass news? Whatever goes here, whatever this segment's called?
Game Pass news. Seems like we did. Yes, Spray Paint Simulator's coming out.
I was waiting for you to bring that one. I was like, what do you mean? It seems like we did.
Yes, just in time for Achievement Flex, because as I said, like 2 years or 3 years ago, I don't know, whenever Power Wash came out, like it's like my fondest memory of Achievement Fest was walking in, and it sounded like a den of snakes because everyone was playing that silly game, and it was like all this spray nozzles, going like it was funny to me. And so I assume Spray Paint Simulator will capture the magic of
I was gonna say, I feel like I looked it up. I missed the announcement, but I saw you had it on the dock. It seems like it's the antithesis of Power Wash Simulator. Instead of washing off the spray paint, you are putting it on. Like, it's like, exactly. It's like 2 sides of the same coin here is the analogy that I epically just struggled to come up with. But
what about a crossover game, man? Like all the stages you play in Spray Paint Simulator, you come out with a Power Wash,
man, how cool would that?
Where you undo everything you did. That'd be funny.
That would be cool. So, yeah, I mean, I looked at the preview a little bit. Here's just a little description if you missed this like I did. Set in Splatterville, Spray Paint Simulator puts you in the shoes of a spray painting business owner attempting to grow their firm, all while offering a relaxing and totally satisfying painting simulator. With a full story mode to explore, you'll head out on a whimsical adventure to meet Splatterville's residents and paint everything from homes and cars to bridges and robots.
I think I can get with that.
Sounds good to me, man.
Yeah, that's
the opposite of the top comment is the opposite of Power Wash Simulator. Let's go.
Right. Sounds like we say, they're threatening us with a good time. So let's
do
this.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. All right. So yeah, I'm sure there's some other cool games. Nothing caught my attention. That's how Exe and Elroy do it.
Yeah.
Ellen Wild Wild West, read the whole list. We just read what sounds good.
Yeah.
Make of that what you will. I do have a cool milestone.
Oh, no way.
To wrap up the show. If do you have any?
Yeah, I got one. I don't know.
Okay, you go first.
All right, so mine is Johnny B. So Johnny B, he's a cool guy. He's going to be at Achievement Flex. He's already signed up.
Nice.
Yeah, so he finished 22nd on the Boss Rush board, the Boss Rush community event on TA. And so I was like looking at that and seeing who is like the first name I see on that. So he finished it and he was 22nd. I thought, man, look at you go, Johnny B. Yeah, right. And then I looked closer and like He totally cheesed it, man. Like he
Oh.
used One Lonely Planet right before everyone found out. You know, he was like one of the first people to do the console commands on that and get back when it was worth a lot of points, and that like
Mhm.
killed like 3 bosses for him. And then like he just used like all these games that had like kind of like the title updates, if you will, from last year that
Okay.
run the event. So yeah, so Johnny B was number 22, but yeah, it's kind of a backhanded compliment. So,
It
so,
sounds like it. Congrats on
so
22, but here's why you don't deserve it.
you're right. It was just kind of funny to me. I was like, I was thinking, man, I was really proud of him, and then I went and looked at what he did. It was just like all these cheese methods. I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. But yeah, and then an update on Johnny B. He did sell me his Euro 360 about a month or 2 months ago,
Yeah, that was a
and
while ago.
I still haven't opened it. It's still
Oh, come
sitting in
on,
the.
man. Make sure
I
it's a
know.
European 360.
And so yeah, my goal is to
I
play.
think you like the pain of disappointment.
I think I've just I think I forgot it. I had it, and it's just kind of blends in with all the other crap around my room, as I mentioned before. So it's somewhere in here. But when your house looks like a toy museum, then yeah, it's hard to find things. But my goal is to play through Sleeping Dogs Deutsch by Aflex, so I can
Okay.
thinking proper. So there you go. Congrats to Johnny B for cheesing through Boss Rush and being the 22nd on the leaderboard.
All right. Very nice.
What you
Mine's
got?
a little more traditional.
Okay.
One of my friends on TA, if you remember, I don't even remember what it was, probably like a month ago, I gave a shout out to he was my randomly assigned partner on my first ever G
Oh
task.
yeah. Yep.
So this is my randomly assigned partner on my second ever G task. Link 1207 has completed 1,750 games. He's not in the Discord. I don't know if he listens to the show, but hey, I'm gonna give a shout out to my longtime crew members here, right?
That's
So
cool, man.
1,750 completed games. Congrats if you happen to hear this.
Well, that's cool, man. I think we covered a lot of ground, as always.
I agree.
So, class dismissed. The top 3 Teddy Ruxpin story titles. Number 3, Grundo Beach Party. Sun and sand with friends can be fun.
Come dream with me tonight.
Number 2, Uncle Grubby. Grubby finds 3 good reasons to be patient.
Hi there. How are you today?
Oh, Teddy.
Yes, Grubby.
And number 1, Teddy and the Mud Blups. Is being neat hard to do?
Say, Gimmick, are there lots of pictures in that book?
Okay.
Those are all Teddy Ruxpin stories that he tells you.
Acceptable. Respectable. Almost as cool as the top 3 new soda flavors I've tried so far this year in 2025. Number 3, 7-Up Tropical. Number 2, Sprite Chill Strawberry Kiwi. And number 1, Dr. Pepper Blackberry. Delightful, all 3 of them.
Okay, I have to say something on that. The blackberry's pretty good.
Are you going to talk about the coconut?
Are you suggesting coconuts migrate?
No, I'm a big coconut guy.
A swallow carrying a coconut?
The Discord knows I'm a big soda guy.
Right on.
But anyway, this is not a soda podcast.
See ya.
See ya.
Teddy Ruxpin likes coconuts.